looking at some games now. We're going with upside prospect here as our first topic. And I saw Ryder Annette, a shortstop at Dunlap. He's a 2028. And I just love the athlete. Defensively, it really stands out. He, in IO, his ability to just move around and how bouncy he plays. I thought the arm played across. Like, it was just a really good look defensively and in and out. Translated in game, he made some plays on the run where he's throwing it across the diamond, and a lot of kids at that age probably aren't going to have the arm strength or like the carry across the diamond to like make it like a close play, get a kid out on a close play. But he did that, and like it carried the ball carried across the diamond. It wasn't kind of loopy or lobbed or anything. Like, it was a really good throw across the diamond. He's got a really confident hands, confident glove defensively. I really like his defense a lot. He's one of my favorite shortstops in this area that I've seen. But at the plate, he's a left-handed hitter. It's fluid, it's easy, and it's a pretty flat path through the zone in this look. He didn't record a hit, but he did have a pull side barrel, and then he also took another one the opposite way for a barrel as well. And then just one thing to note about Ryder, he's got some athletic bloodlines. His dad played hockey professionally. He's from Canada. Was drafted, I believe, out of high school or however hockey works, maybe one of those like AAA high school
juniors,
whatever they do. But he was drafted in '97 to the St. Louis Blues. Played for the Peoria Rivermen, and that's how he must have stuck in Peoria. But yeah, his dad was a pro athlete, so shout out Ryder.
Nugget.
Thought it was a good look at him.
That's so big time. Do we have any idea if Ryder was into hockey for a long time and like finally gave it up for baseball? Because he's got the left-handed swing. I'm guessing he's got the left-handed stick on the ice.
I know Peoria's got some hockey leagues.
Yeah.
So maybe he does play. I really don't know. It's a good question.
Well,
he is a good basketball player too. He's a point guard for Dunlap. He's a stud. I've seen him play in game, and he looks the part on the court too.
It's a pretty sweet hockey name, Ryder Renette.
Yeah, Ryder Renette. He sounds like a prospect.
I can see that, people rocking that jersey.
And Pete, I'll let you get in here too, but like going and watching these games, a lot of what we're trying to do right now and throughout the spring is catch up on draft prospects, but catch up on uncommitted juniors, teams that are really good, matchups that are really good. But a big part of it too is cross-checking these 2028s for the future games. So you go see Ryder Renette in a great matchup there against East Peoria. Pete, we got a brief look at Peter Pignatello, and like along the same lines, like figuring out middle infield. I mentioned Cannon Baxley in this nugget with Diamond Notes, but Peter Pignatello, he's another 2028 left-handed hitting shortstop, and he's at Bennett. And I mean, we saw Nicholas Chiroto earlier in the year at Edwardsville, and like a lot of these guys fall in the bucket. Okay, like they're going to be follows for the future games. We need to get multiple looks at these guys. So Peter Pignatello falls along that same line. Upside prospect, left-handed hitting shortstop. And Pete, go ahead, get in there on whatever you had on Pignatello.
Yeah, I came away liking him a lot, actually. And I mean, speaking of bloodlines, his dad played in the MLB, like with the Cubs. So you love to see that, but yeah, I was just a fan of the all-around game, like even right from the get-go, like IO, like the instincts, the actions are there. He looks like an infielder. He floats around, and he was vocal, like captaining the IO, which stands out to me, especially being a sophomore. So those vocal leaders that are athletic up the middle of the field are usually, ones you want to watch and ones that succeed. But I liked him at the plate as well. Like, he keeps getting stronger, right? That's like what stands out maybe the most on that side of the ball is the strength and the bat speed. Just keeps getting a little bit better each time. It's flat, it's loose. I thought he took some good at bats and put some good swings on balls in my look, and I don't believe he had anything to show for it, Drew, but I know he definitely lined out hard to right field, but nothing fell for him. But I just came away liking him, honestly. I would love to hear your thoughts too.
No, I'm right there with you. Like, I think the thing that we're always looking for are guys that are trending upwards. I talk about it all the time, but I think he's the perfect example of it. I have his profile pulled up right here, and just looking back, like he was a state games invite for us last year. He's been to some, I mean, junior future games. Like he's been to a lot of our invite only events so far. We've been tracking him, and that's the beauty of these Rising Stars events, these junior future games. The Illinois Rising Stars game that we're gonna have in June is tracking these guys, and like last year at the Illinois State Games, the summer of 2025, he ran a 7.2360. He was 78 across the infield, 94 exit velo. So, man, he's going into his freshman year, like those are very serviceable metrics, especially a 94 exit velo. Like that's like, especially given his frame, like he's got some bat strength. But then in the winter of 2026, he comes to our preseason All State. He ran a 6.8760. So he trimmed, almost half a second off his 60. His arm strength went up to 84 across the infield. The exit velo kept climbing. He's at 97 now. And I thought the exit velo and the bat strength and the bat speed really stood out to me just watching Bennett the other day. Like he took a couple good swings where the ball came off his bat different for a sophomore. And I think it's only getting better. Like it's a very direct swing. I think it's going to develop into some like sneaky pull side power. I could see that coming. And I did. I really liked the way he moved around and carried himself on the field. I think that's the thing that stood out to me the most is he looks like a guy. Presents himself like a guy. He made a couple tough plays. There was one play that really stood out to me where it was like a tweener ground ball where the third baseman cut right in front of him and shielded him. I know as like a former shortstop, that was one of the hardest plays. You don't know if the third baseman's going to cut it off and actually field the ball, and then at the same time they block your vision. So he was able to handle that and made it look like it was really, really routine for the put out. Also had a really smooth, crisp, just 6-3 double play where it was hit up the middle. It kind of stopped the bleeding for Bennett early in the game too. Notre Dame was putting it on him. Had scored 3 in the inning and only had 1 out, and got a ground ball up the middle, stepped on the bag, kind of flung it over to first base. Showed some feel too, like he didn't, like gather himself and throw over the top. Like he just kind of threw it on the run, dropped the arm slot. I thought in between innings, like he's a guy that I think we preach this all the time at events is like, you never know how many ground balls you're going to get in a game. Like play deep in the hole, like play your position at shortstop and show us like game actions. And I thought he did it every single time in between in between innings, showing off an arm that was carrying across, playing true, just really polished look for him only being a sophomore. And I love it because it's trending up. There's polish to his game already. And Pete, you already mentioned it with like the vocal leader, all that stuff. So just another high quality left-handed hitting infielder in that sophomore class. It's going to make a lot of hard decisions for us when it comes time to pull the trigger on some of these future gamers.
Yeah, I mean, he was a winner for us at the super sophomore games as well. I don't think you mentioned that, but I mean, he was on the junior future games team that I coached, and he was an absolute pleasure to have on the team. Like, and that stuff goes a long way and carries a lot of weight, right? And like even after the event in the fall, I remember I was at Grand Park just walking around and his team was there. He came up to me unprompted. No one told him to do it. Just said, "What's up?" Like that was like mature. Like he's a genuinely good kid. So you always root for guys like that.
I can get in on mine here. I'm going to go with Hayden Lang for my upside prospect here. He's a right-handed arm out of Carterville, 2028. Saw him throw last week, and like right off the jump, he checks quite a few boxes for me. Like the frame, he's a high-waisted 6'4", 205, moves well down the mound, has like that athletic arm stroke, looks like he could play shortstop for Carterville. I believe he plays first base when he doesn't pitch, but the fastball was 82 to 85, had some carry through the zone, and on this day, like against Harrisburg, like it was really effective at the top half of the zone, was able to get swing and miss up top there. But then like another box he checks for me is like his feel for the breaking ball at 70 to 72, can get swings and misses on it when he needs it. Like I thought the control probably wasn't his best that he's had this spring, from what we've been able to tell, but the ability to like pitch out of jams to me was really impressive for his age. Like it's a big game. They're playing Harrisburg. Like I said earlier, Harrisburg was on a roll, and he was able to basically stymie that lineup for almost 6 innings, right? Like he finished 5 2/3, had 6 punch outs, but Just a guy I think I want to bet on moving forward. Like the mover, like the athlete on the mound. I think the stuff's only going to continue to get better as he gets older, but really like what I saw out of Hayden last week.
I got one here. Luca Agni, actually fresh off a Boston College commitment today on Tuesday. So congrats to Luca there. But he's long been a fan favorite for us, right? Brother Rice now, previously Plainfield North, a junior. But he's like that spark plug, Swiss Army knife type kid that you can just put him anywhere in the field and he'll excel, right? Put him anywhere in the lineup and he'll hit. And he's been a huge addition to Brother Rice. I mean, he can play a little bit everywhere. When I saw him at Wrigley, he was playing second base, but you can put him in the outfield. You can put him behind the plate. He's a spark plug. Like, he's twitchy. He's athletic. He's a switch hitter. And he's hitting 4-hole for a really good Brother Rice team. And he's, like I said, been a great addition to them. But I just loved what I saw from him at the Wrigley game. Just like aggressive at bats, but like not recklessly, right? You know, he like attacks in the zone. It's a short, compact, strong swing. I mean, the dude almost left the yard at Wrigley for a triple. Like, it was an absolute barrel. And then he played a really good second base with him and Colin Campbell up the middle. Like, it's one of the best middle infields in the state. So just came away liking him a lot, like we always have, but really good in-game look from this past week at Luca.
Yeah, and I actually have to make a quick switch here. I have originally Jackson Aaron's listed under uncommitted name to know, but he just committed to Northern Illinois. I don't know, what was that, yesterday or maybe over the weekend. So I'm just going to put him in this upside prospect section. Jackson Aaron's 2026 at East Peoria. I really like the frame. Athlete, there's some lean strength throughout. I think there's probably 10 to 15 more pounds still to add. He's 6 foot, 180. I don't know if I said that. But he's an athlete. Yeah, like I said, lean strength. In the game, 1 for 3 with a double down the line. Had a 4.50 on the turn. And then his other 2 outs were hard hit barrels to center field. I think that he has like quick hands through the zone. And when he makes contact, it's just the ball comes off the bat really hard. I really like the swing now. He's definitely changed his swing up from what I've seen in the past. And I like how he plays the game. He just plays it hard. Every time he's running out of the box, like he's getting out of the box hard. Defensively, again, I was really impressed with his defense. He's an athlete, confident glove, can range, has a pretty good arm across the infield. But yeah, Jackson Aaron's Northern Illinois commit. I was a big fan.
Well, Gav, that 4.5 on a turn is pretty impressive. I remember you had texted me like during the game asking about it. Like 4.4 for a right-handed hitter in a straight line is like major league average. So if he's running a 4.5 while like bananaing, like that's pretty impressive stuff. Like typically like a turn, you don't always get a great time because like a lot of times on turns they're just kind of, you know, they already know they got to hit. They kind of just slow down and whatnot. So to still get a good time on a turn shows the motor that he has and how hard he's playing the game.
But yeah, we can officially get into that uncommitted name to know now, Tyler. Go ahead. I see you got a name in here.
Gonna go with Trey Conrad, a catcher out of Waterloo, 2027, uncommitted, obviously, like lean, athletic, 6'1", 196-pound frame. He's a right-handed hitter, and he really caught my eye. Like in pregame, I get there early. Their whole team's hitting batting practice, and to me, like, and this isn't to disparage anybody else on that team. Like, I just saw his batting practice round like really stood out among the rest of the guys on that team. Just the twitch in the swing, the quick hands, like, and that all carried over into gameplay. He had like 3 hits, 2 doubles, I want to say, but like the look in the box to me is really impressive. It's a very confident hitterish look in the box. But where he really stands out for me is behind the plate. Defensively, like the kid can throw the absolute crap out of the baseball, out of the chute. In between innings, like I'm getting 196 to 208 in between innings, which is really impressive and speaks to, you know, Hammett, you were just talking about motor with Jackson Aaron's, but those catchers that like treat that in between inning throw down to second like it's the real thing, stands out and shows that, you know, they're not just they're going through the motions during the game, but also blocks his tail off. Like the vocal presence behind the dish also stood out. Like I'm behind home for most of the game, if not off to the side towards the first base bag, and like I'm always hearing this guy talking to his pitcher, which, for some arms, they probably love that. There might be other arms that don't love that. But to me, it just speaks to like how in the game he is. He's always got his pitchers back and is just in constant communication with them, whether that's, encouraging them or, telling them, hey, like, make this next pitch or whatever. So, really like Trey. He was, out of all the guys I saw last week down in Southern Illinois, like, out of my personal preference, like, he might have been the biggest winner to me. So, really liked what I saw to Trey last week.
So, my uncommitted name to know from last week is Brett Alkire, a right-handed pitcher at Dunlap. He's a 2027. Stretch-only guy, 5'11", 155 pounds. Pretty wiry frame. He's got more to come, I think. He's an athlete, though. The fastball is 86 to 89. He touched 91. And I thought the fastball played with some carry to where like it was getting life through the zone and getting swing and miss in zone on the fastball. Also mixing his slider, 78 to 79. It was sharp at times. Kind of had 11.5 shape. Quick arm. I thought the fastball, like I said, comes out really good. And then at the plate, he went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run. But quick look there not a quick look, but I liked the look at Brett Alkire there, an uncommitted 27 at Dunlap.
I'll jump in with Noah Collins. We already kind of talked about him earlier. Drew mentioned that he liked him a lot. And, I mean, it was an impressive look. I mean, he was playing third base for Niles Notre Dame, which ultimately I came away impressed with their lineup. The bats that they had, and I'll touch on that a little bit more later, but he's an uncommitted junior. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. It's physical. It's proportionately strong, right? It's round shoulders, wide back, but he's got strong legs too. But man, he was all over the barrel. And like, I know Drew mentioned that, but he wasn't kidding. Like his first at bat was a hard single. Second at bat was a line out to left field, hard hit. Third at bat, fly out, hard hit to center. And his last at bat, another hard hit single. So 2 for 4 on the day, but 4 barrels nonetheless. The swing works. Like he's strong, but he's not like stiff and static where, if kids get too big, like they can't move anymore. So he's very much still able to move, and it's fluid, and he's got strength in the swing, and it's clear. Like he was all over the barrel. He's got feel for the barrel too. Like he can control it through the zone. But he also held his own at third base. So just a nice corner infield, right-handed hitting prospect to know, especially heading into the summer circuit here.
So gamers now, the prospects with the best in-game performance. Before I get into this, I just want to quickly mention, I haven't said it yet, but that Dunlap East Peoria game I went to was just an awesome game all around. Just a under the lights game, conference matchup, rivalry, 2 of the top teams in that Middle Illini conference between those 2 teams. So just wanted to mention that. A really fun game. But RJ Duncan, catcher, East Peoria, 2026 going to Illinois State, was my gamer for this game. He went 2 for 2, hit a home run. They were down 1-0, I believe it was like maybe the 3rd inning. The Dunlap student section was getting a little chippy at him. He walks up to the plate, hits a home run to tie it up. Augie Loans follows up with a home run to take the 2-1 lead for East Peoria, and then they ended up winning that game. But on the day, 2 for 2 with a homer, a double, RBI, 1 run scored, and 2 walks. And again, it's just that easy power off the bat. When he makes contact, it's just a hard barrel typically. On that double, it was a fastball, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, like higher in the zone, probably out of the zone actually, but he swung at it, hit a double to deep left center gap. And then defensively was just kind of being a vocal leader back there for East Peoria, really blocking it up, saved a couple runs there, and potential like base advancements, not stolen bases, but did a really good job there for RJ, or for East Peoria, and shout out RJ Duncan. I'm actually going to go see him here pretty soon on the mound for East Peoria. So
I'll go next here. I'm going to go Dax Randolph, the shortstop out of Harrisburg, another 2028 prospect, and my second time seeing Dax this spring, and like I know he showed really well for Hammett last year at the Kickoff Classic. I saw him earlier this year at the same thing, the Kickoff Classic, and a lot to like here on both sides of the ball. And in game, like he's got some gamerness to his attitude as well. Like last time I saw him, I really loved the defense as well as the right-handed stick. And then, pregame here, I wanted to make sure I was there early enough to see his, pregame IO. And man, it is so clean for a 2028. Like really shows off feel for the position. And then that carries over into game. Like he's a very confident defender up the middle at short. He's got the arm, he's got the quick release, in my opinion, to stick there moving forward. But right-handed hitter, like really like the swing. He was on the barrel multiple times. Had a double into the left center gap in his final at bat. But to me, like I thought the bat speed had kind of ticked up since I saw him earlier this spring. So like it's an athletic bat path through the zone with a line drive approach to me. And, he flashes the ability at times to generate that natural backspin on the baseball as well. So really like what I've seen out of Dax both times this spring, and a guy I'm really high on moving forward.
My gamer isn't so much like a stat line. It's just like he's a true gamer. You know what I mean? Like Anthony Cardolano, that's kind of who I think of when I hear the word gamer. He's an outfielder for Brother Rice, uncommitted junior, true center fielder. Like the dude tracks down everything out there, and it's like the reads he gets, the jumps he gets, how hard he plays the game of baseball. It's just the guy you want out there. Plays with his hair on fire and still uncommitted up to this point. So definitely want to get him some love. But I mean, the frame, he's 5'9", 190. Like he's jacked. He's got traps that go up to his ears. Like the kid is physical. He's got strength, and he can really, really play center field. So one to mention there. And then on the same team,
before you get into your next guy, like one thing I just want to mention about Cardolano is he has stood out everywhere he's gone this spring.
Yeah.
When they were out in Vegas and Shooter Hunt was there watching him, came away highly impressed with Anthony Cardolano. Like one of the first guys he mentioned when talking about their team. And then they go down and play in Louisville against Trinity St. X, and JT's down there, our Kentucky guy. He's texting me saying, hey, I really, really liked Anthony Cardolano. He's just one of those guys it's almost impossible not to like because of the way he goes about his business. And you mentioned it, like, we need to get this guy some love. Like, colleges need to be in on Anthony Cardolano. He's got tools. He knows how to play the game. He plays hard. He's a center fielder that could stay in center field. So I just want to kind of elevate what all we've seen about Anthony Cardolano.
Yeah, I mean, to speak on that more, like, it was a dagger to my heart when you took him for your center fielder for Team Hammett versus Locascio. Like, he was one of the guys that I wanted pretty much like 1-1, but I couldn't take him. We couldn't take him 1-1, but man, I mean, the plays that I saw him make, like he made a ton of rangy plays, and then he doubled up someone at second base on like one of those sinking line drives off the bat where it's low, and you have to read that correctly or else you have no shot. And he made it look easy and doubled up the runner at second to end the inning. So just plays like that, just like stuff that he makes the routine plays look incredibly easy. And he makes the plays that a lot of people don't. So that's someone you definitely want in center field. But on the same team, someone that's very happy to have him in center field, Braden McKendrick. Now, this is a stat line. I mean, I do like Braden McKendrick a lot. He's an upper 80s lefty that can pitch. Senior going to John A. Logan. But he absolutely shoved that game at Wrigley in a huge environment, huge game. Like, you're at Wrigley Field, right? The history of that park. Being on that field, like in and of itself, like I couldn't imagine being a high school kid playing there, getting to use that mound, like it had to be one of the best days of his life. And then he topped it by absolutely shoving. Complete game, just 2 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So in that environment, doing what he did, feeding off the crowd like he was, like he wanted the baseball. Like Coach McBride was not going to take him out of that game. Like, he was not going to let him. Like, he was not going to give up that baseball. And you love to see that. So, just want to shout those two out for Brother Rice.
Yeah, so one more name to know here for me. It could be in the uncommitted name to know section. Just only saw a very brief 1-inning look at him. But it's Eli McCannick, a right-handed pitcher at Dunlap, 2027. He's 5'10", 188 pounds is what we have him listed at. Pretty athletic with some strength throughout, but I like the mover on the mound. It's quick. He's an athlete. 86 to 89, touched 90 with the fastball. Showed maybe 2 sliders, I think it was, about 75 miles an hour, and then a changeup at 78. But just a quick one inning look there at him. I think he had 3 strikeouts in the inning, a couple walks, but I really like the way that he moves. Obviously, the velo there is there. So shout out to Eli McCannicu and uncommitted 27 at Dunlap.
I want to go back to Carterville, this time for an unsigned senior in Drake Capey, second baseman for the Lions. High-waisted, 6'3", 190 pounds. He's a 3-hole hitter, left-handed hitter. So, already checking a ton of boxes there. I just loved how simple his swing was. Ton of bat to ball. Uses the middle of the field, and throughout the game, I thought he had great takes. Lays off pitches, near the edge of the zone. Doesn't expand the zone. Just takes what the pitcher gives him. And defensively, he's a steady defender over there at second base as well. I think if there's any schools still looking for a second baseman, Drake would be a great fit. Just really liked it on both sides of the ball, but specifically the left-handed bat. I was really impressed.
I'll get in on Quinn Rooney here, and he very much could just be in the upside prospect category, but I just came away thinking wow from just what I saw with him. And he's another one. He didn't have anything to show for it, but just the look he has in the box. He's 6'6", left-handed, wiry, levers for days, and the bat speed through the zone. It reminded me, and I'm not comparing them saying they're the same player by any means, but just of watching George Wolkow, the huge left-handed hitter with wiry levers that you flinch when he swings because it's going to be maybe 110 off the bat, and it's going to potentially go through someone's chest. You know what I mean? It's the ease of the bat speed that he was creating was just very impressive, and it's stuff you can't teach, right? And that's what these scouts are looking for a lot of the times is what do these kids have that we can't teach, right? Because they can teach what, they have their development programs that they can teach stuff, but they also want kids with intangibles with stuff that they can't teach. And you can't teach being 6'7", and creating just that natural bat speed. So impressive look at him. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Niles Notre Dame just gave an awesome look throughout their lineup. Noah Collins mentioned earlier. Ryan Cisneros going to Milliken, a senior. These guys are all seniors here, actually. Nathan Oliveras, I came away really liking him from Rantoul last summer, actually. He's going to Cornell College now. Anthony Zuido appears to be uncommitted, but he's a senior. And then Nicholas Burnt going to Lewis. All of them just impressive at-bats throughout the day, barrel fest. Me and Drew were kind of just looking at each other I don't know if these dudes have not barreled up a baseball almost every time they've come up. It was just an impressive all-around showing from this lineup. So I just wanted to give those guys a shout. And then I have one more underclass follow here from actually the same team, Niles Notre Dame. Monty Chalabi, a sophomore. Just another kid that bangs the baseball around. Physical right-handed hitter, catcher, can play some first base, was DHing for them. So getting into that lineup, I was looking at the lineup card and we knew Monty can hit, and he was hitting down in the 8-hole. We're interesting. I wonder why. And then well, now it makes sense because 1 through 7 can bang. So just an impressive specimen there with Monty, right-handed hitter with juice, and one to follow.